Hang on. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, I just can't hear you. Are you there? Have you muted your microphone?
I don't think so. This is just typical difficulties. No, I haven't used. Oh, no, I haven't used my microphone. Skype.
All right.
Is that better?
Yep, there we go.
It wasn't plugged in properly.
Oh, we're back in business, everybody.
We are back. Hello, sorry about that. So yeah, fantastic technology. I am looking forward to it because people have been putting up with tearing in their screens for such a long time, and being able to finally be able to have a technology that actually fixes that for a lot of cases is good. And I think for people who thought that they needed the G-Sync monitor and you're an early adopter, might be a bit of shit out of luck, to be fair, because as that document was saying, that they released a custom driver for laptops where they can enable G-Sync, NVIDIA did, but they actually released a driver for desktops as well, where they didn't actually need the G-Sync module to be able to work properly. There's been a bit of testing going on, and they said they might actually release a proper driver that might not support it, even though they said, NVIDIA said explicitly at the start of their press release when they're releasing G-Sync, that they were never going to support AMD's FreeSync technology when that finally arrives in the next couple of months, I would estimate.
So the G-Sync module on current monitors, so that was a waste of time, really.
Well, it looks like it from this document, really, because as I said, it adds about $200 US to the price of the standard monitor, so you are paying a bit of a price premium for this, as you do with all NVIDIA products. But according to this driver, yeah, no, it looks like it might be out the window. I mean, if this is actually true, if this is not, fully rumoured, but yeah.
But if it's true, wouldn't this save us money?
It would, because that's what FreeSync is going to be doing when that gets released. The monitors are essentially going to be the same monitor, but they're just going to have a special firmware in the monitor that actually synchronises with AMD graphics cards to achieve the same goal as G-Sync does. So it's really going to, a lot of vendors are going to be adopting this and going to be doing it properly, because there's actually only really about 5 to 10 G-Sync monitors out there at the moment. So, I mean, they haven't adopted it widely as they had hoped, and that's why, because it's so expensive. So saving us money is definitely what people want, and it's going to be good for the gaming community. So, any more thoughts on that topic before we move on?
No, I think you've covered that quite well.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's exciting, and if they do say what they're going to do, if it is true, then that's going to be a lot of butt-hurt NVIDIA's fanboys and a lot of money savings for us, I think. So I'm looking forward to that, definitely. Alright, we'll move on to another piece of recent news, which is about NVIDIA SLI. It is actually in that video, but don't click the video because unless you want to listen to it, you can listen to it. But basically, NVIDIA's releasing their graphics cards last year, which is the 970, 980, and now the 960, which is the mid-range 1080p kick-ass GPU. It is. I mean, I don't like NVIDIA, but I would have to say that for the money, 200, it's about 400 New Zealand or about 230 US. You are getting a pretty good graphics card. And you're going on about SLI, Texans, Paul Hardware and Linus Textics have done a video about how that card will go if you put two of them together. Amazing power consumption for those cards, Jono. I mean, you're looking at about 120 watts for one card. I mean, that's pretty crazy for something that, doesn't use much power and gets that much performance. 1080p 60 FPS is really what this card's aimed at. And you're getting reasonably good value for that kind of power consumption. Save your power bills and save you getting a big power supply as well.
So what if you're running two of these graphics cards?
Sorry?
What if you're running two of these?
Well, you're looking at probably about a maximum power draw of about 250 watts, not for the two graphics cards, which is crazy, but you are going to get some 40 and 40p performance and even some 4K performance out of these two cards, which is going to be at about $800 New Zealand you're going to be spending. But yeah, no, you definitely, for the money, you are actually going to get a good card. So yeah, I think it's good. I mean, Nvidia's coming to the play finally. Yeah, you're actually getting a good value for your money, because normally, you know, you'd be spending a hell of a lot more money for a card that actually has the same performance, and which is good, because competition is always good for companies where they don't own the marketplace and can decide what they want to do, like iPhones, for example, where they dictate how much they're going to charge because there's no other companies making Apple products. So that's why having two competing companies is always a good thing. You're only limited to 2 gig frame buffer though, but that seems to be fine for 1080p at the moment. I don't know how future-proof they're going to be with that kind of how much RAM, but I can say that for now it seems to be the sweet spot anyway, because most mid-range cards, or the 70X and the 260X do have the 2 gig frame buffer, but it seems to be good, and the power consumption is absolutely amazing. I mean, you're not going to get a card with such a low power consumption for that kind of money, so it's good, definitely. And you're going to, yeah.
Keeping on topic, but moving on to sort of our next topic, what about this bug controversy?
The GTX
970.
Yeah, that is Nvidia's kind of second tier graphics card, and what they've found out is Nvidia, people have found that the card only really truly has 3.5 gigabytes of the frame buffer of really fast access memory, and it means that basically it all hits that cap and it can use the other 500 or so megabytes of frame buffer, but it will actually be rather slow and stuttery. This happened because when they cut down the GTX 980, which is the top tier graphics card, and they reduced the amount of cores and the amount of the smaller bus width to the memory, basically it disallows to have actually a full 4 gigabytes of frame buffer in the fast memory area. So basically, if you are using more than 3.5 gigabytes, it will be slower, but it won't be slower, as you can see in the document here. It will only reduce performance very slightly. Which is good, because they actually came out and formally addressed this issue, Nvidia did. They are not planning to optimize it, they're not planning to recall cards, they're not planning to do a driver update or anything like that, because that's how it's been designed, and it's just been it's been cut down, and that's how it's been. So it's a bit sad for people who have bought them, but you are not getting a huge amount of reduced performance if you are using that full 4 gigabytes, because there's nothing out there that uses 4 gigabytes anyway, even if you are using 4 gigabytes.
No, what I'm reading here is you're only actually losing 2 to 3 frames per second anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you are
not a big deal.
No, I mean, if you're spending, it's about 600 and something New Zealand dollars for a 970, and it is a very small amount of reduced performance, and the power consumption is still amazing. You're drawing less than 200 watts, so you are getting, good value for money. But it's just a bit sad that people have to find out the hard way, instead of Nvidia telling you that was part of the problem. So
yeah, it would have been easier if they just came out and said, I mean, as you say, we don't use 4 gigs of memory. If they just released a 3.5 gig card, it would be fine.
Apparently on this website they actually have re-released specifications for the card, so you are going to get informed that way, but people had to find out themselves to actually kind of expose Nvidia in that way. So yeah, I mean, I hope that they won't do that again, but as you're saying, reduced performance is virtually nothing, so it's not anything to worry about. But I just thought it'd be good to talk about it, just to let people know that if they're going to buy a GTX 970, that that's the truth about it, and that's what we like to hear. So yes, Are we going to be moving on at all to another topic?
I think we should. Seems to be quite a good topic.
Yeah, it is one of the bigger ones anyway, because, it is something that's been hotly controversial at the moment, but they definitely did address the issue, which is good, definitely. We'll move on to Microsoft now with DirectX 12. Basically what happened is, because Windows 10 is in beta at the moment, I actually have it on my dad's computer, and it's running as smooth as, butter. They have actually, with their January beta update, they did release DirectX 12 in secret. It's in DXDiag for Windows 10, but there's nothing at the moment that will use DirectX 12 because games are going to be a while away yet, and Windows 10 is going to be about 6 months away yet for it to actually be in full release. So what are your thoughts of DirectX 12? It is going to be a higher level API, so they're going to be accessing the hardware more easily, and there's going to be a lot more performance because you are going to be you're going to have more access to the shaders and the memory and stuff like that. So, as they're saying here, 7 to 10 times more draw calls. So more pixels can be addressed per frame than what was previously available. So what are your thoughts on that anyway?
My question is, when's it going to end?
DirectX?
Well, like we use DirectX 11 and for gaming at the moment, and that's already great. I mean, how much performance do you think we're going to notice much difference on DirectX 12?
I mean, I think we will. I mean, because DirectX 11 has been around for quite a while now. They've had it since 2010, essentially, and we've reached the limit on, we've reached the limit of DirectX 10 in terms of its frames and how many pixels can be addressed per frame and things like that, because the technology's caught up with the software. DirectX 12, I'm not sure we're going to see a huge performance, but I think down the road, once we create more beautiful games and have software that can utilise the lower level hardware access, I think it'll be quite a performance increase. And kind of a bit of a side note on that, AMD with Mantle, which was their software API that they developed, where it basically has the same idea as DirectX 12, and it is supported in some games, Plants vs Zombies and Battlefield 4 and Dragon Age Inquisition supports Mantle, which is basically the same idea as Mantle, and it is open source, so Microsoft could have taken some of the code from AMD to utilise it in DirectX, but I don't know when it's going to end. I hope 13 would probably be the max, maybe, because I think they're going to have the hardware access, and I think if they develop, better hardware access, then that's going to be shaping further versions of DirectX. But Windows 10, on a side note with that as well, is they're actually going to be offering it free for people on Windows 8.1 for the first year, because they've decided that it's going to be a subscription like Office is at the moment, where you pay monthly or yearly for the operating system, which is good because that means you can install it on, say your computer crashes or your hard drive goes dead, and you give me your hard drive and you want to reinstall Windows. Well, normally you'd have to go and buy another key, wouldn't you? But in this case, if you want to reinstall it because you've got the subscription, then it's good having it there doing that without having to buy another key. But the first year for Windows 7 and Windows 8 users, it's going to be nothing. But after that first year, you're going to have to start paying. But I don't know how much it's going to cost. But they officially came out and said that, because I read about that a few months ago, about whether they're going to start charging a subscription for Windows. And they said they weren't, and they said they were, and now they are. So it's going to be like, well, get your mind together, Microsoft. But yeah, what subscription-based operating systems, like if you're paying monthly for an operating system, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it makes a lot more sense. I mean, like you said, your hard drive crashes, you lose your operating system, you go and buy a new key. What do you pay for a new key these days?
It's about $100 for Windows at the moment.
As people know, hard drives aren't that reliable.
They're
Some
getting
aren't.
better. They're getting a lot better, but still, they can crash.
You could have 3 crash in a row. That's 3 keys, $300.
Exactly.
You have a subscription. You just re-download onto your hard drive every time with the same subscription.
Exactly. But I don't. So Adobe's been doing this for about a year now with their Creative Suite, and I find there's a bit more adoption for that kind of thing.
Could you cancel your subscription at any time though, and revert back to Windows 8.1 or Windows 7?
No, I think you can cancel your subscription, but I think you'd probably have to buy Windows 8 or whatever to be able to use it. So I think you're probably going to actually have to install a new operating system once you start your free subscription with Windows 10. But that's a bit of a grey area at the moment, I think. Which, I hope it's clarified soon. Because I'm probably looking for Windows 10, but I might stick with 8.1 for the moment anyway until they've fixed some things up. Who knows?
Have they talked about cost? I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters to consumers is what it's going to cost.
What's it going to cost? I don't know. I mean, I hope it's probably about $10 a month. You're probably looking at about that if you want to pay it monthly, or maybe 120 yearly, maybe at max, which is not too bad if you think about it. And the good thing about that is because they're going to charge a subscription for it, they're going to have more updates and they're going to develop it quicker because they're going to have more money towards fixing bugs and introducing new parts of the software to consumers. But I'm not sure. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows?
Do you think this Microsoft releasing a subscription or suggesting it is just a ploy for them to make a lot more money?
It could be. I mean, yes, there is that chance, but I think people will be putting their trust in Microsoft, and if they do this properly, which I hope they will, because otherwise people will be jumping over to Mac or even Linux, and which would, obviously decrease their revenue. So hopefully they can do it properly and people actually get a good operating system like Windows 7 was with Windows 10. So, I mean, there's always hope. There's definitely something to look forward to. That's...
I mean, jumping back to what we were saying about your hard drive crashing, you having to buy a new key, I've been using the same operating system for 3 years almost now.
On your laptop?
On my laptop, and I haven't had an issue. If I was to have a subscription, well, then I've paid $360, say, for 3 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's the other issue as well, isn't it? Because if you don't need to pay for it, why pay for it? So that could be a problem. But I don't know. I wonder whether they'll allow you to buy it as a permanent ownership of the key. We'll have to find out, because that's going to be a big topic in the coming months. Yeah, definitely. So, any other more thoughts on that?
No, I think covered that.
We've covered that. Alright, the next one is HoloLens, which is another video, which we might actually have up on the screen for a little bit. I will mute it. Let's go back to OBS, and we'll watch the HoloLens video while we talk about it. So basically what it is basically a virtual reality headset, kind of an Oculus, if you've used Oculus before, Jono?
No, I haven't.
Well, basically what it is 2 screens in your eyes which you can move around and you can interact with the scene. And if you're watching the video, what this is actually doing is projecting, a window onto your environment. So you can virtually see, products and games and things through this display. And I've actually heard stories that this thing is actually real. Like, I was really not quite sure about how to feel, because I was like, this is too good to be true. But I've heard of a couple of big websites and tech websites out there, and they're saying that this is actually legitimate. It's crazy. I mean, somebody's playing Minecraft on his dining room table. I mean, that's just nuts. and projecting videos onto the wall for tutorials about how to fix a tap. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, there's endless possibilities to this. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'd love to see this video.
Are you watching the video?
No. Where can I?
It's on the YouTube Microsoft on your Windows. It's actually in the document. If you're gonna go refer back to the document.
There we go.
So
Just gonna have a look at this video.
it is raining outside for people here, so there's Dunedin. So that's the end of that. Yeah, just give it a watch and tell me what you think while you're watching it.
So this is just projecting onto a, or is this what he's seeing?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
How's he? Oh, this is some crazy technology.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, it looks
And this is confirmed.
Well, supposedly. I mean, from what I've heard, yeah. I said there's a couple. It says it's maybe a year or so away yet, because it's not quite there. But from what it looks like, you know,
so we're all going to be walking around like dickheads with bloody headbands around our eyes.
Probably. I mean, Google Glass obviously started that, about a year or so ago.
Google Glass have stopped making Google Glass.
They did.
Yes.
They actually did. Because they released it to the international market, I don't know how long ago now, but nobody really bought them.
Why would you not buy Google Glass? I would personally buy Google Glass, but we never got the chance to here in New Zealand.
No, New Zealand never got it. The software was not quite optimized, but it was pretty good. Because actually, there's a bit of a news story going around about them being banned in movie theaters and stuff.
Well, that is true. Yes, they've got a recording camera.
They do have a recording camera. But I don't know about this HoloLens business. I mean, what's going to happen with that? But it looks crazy. I mean, I'm not sure what to think. I mean, is it how real is that? How soon are we going to be walking around with bands around our head, looking at Facebook on somebody's on the wall?
Like,
I mean,
does anyone know? Do you know how this? Can you explain to me how this works?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, it's got to be computer built into the screen, into the glasses, obviously. And they're looking to make that even faster. But it's basically rendering the image and actually using almost a projector like you'd have on, like they have in a movie theater, and they're projecting a hologram. So it's a hologram projector like that. Have you used a Nintendo 3DS before?
No.
Oh, because that was a big craze a couple of years back, where Nintendo actually had a hologram screen, which is crazy as shit. I've never used one before, but oh my god. But that's similar to what it is. Except it's obviously a long throw projector where it actually can, project the image quite a wee way away. And I don't know what the resolution is, I don't know how quickly it's going to render things and what's going to be compatible, but oh my god, I'm going to have to get myself a hold of one of those once they come out. Because that's just crazy. The possibilities are limitless. If you watch the video, basically, people are projecting, 3D models that they've done on the computer through this display onto the wall and editing the image. It's crazy. People playing Minecraft, people looking at Facebook, people using Skype, people using YouTube. It's crazy.
So we could be doing our daily groceries with a HoloLens and project it onto some groceries.
Oh, you could.
At the supermarket. Can other people see that too, or?
No, I don't think they will, because it will be part of how your glasses see the hologram, I assume. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, no, I think it's augmented reality, because it's meant to be like partially reality, partially kind of computerized, I guess you could call it, but it's not full full virtual reality, which is basically all computerized stuff like the Oculus is. So yeah, it's really exciting tech, and it's a big topic. But
have they talked about a release date, rumored release date? Or?
Well, it says on the video that it was released on January the 21st. That's the video, but nobody has idea when it's going to be released. They said about a year away yet.
That's not a long time at all.
No, it isn't, is it? I don't know what it's going to cost. Hopefully it's affordable. Because if it isn't, that's going to take a lot of people out of it. But yeah, hopefully it's affordable, definitely. What else Microsoft we're going to be talking about here? We've talked about DirectX, we've talked about HoloLens. Alright, we should talk about our good friends over at AMD. So we'll talk about the AMD R9 390X. You should have that over your tabs there.
Yep.
This is going to be the next generation of graphics card that is due in July of this year. And this is a rumoured benchmark from 3D Mark Firestrike, which is a very popular benchmark across the world where lots of people overclock their cards and put them up against the world. And it looks like it's going to have a score of about 8,000, which is pretty high. I mean, I think my card only does about 6 or 7,000, maybe 6 at best. So this is quite a bit faster. So it looks like about 30 or 40% faster than my card, which I got at R9 290 for people who do not know. And they've got a rumoured picture there as well about what the PCB would look like. It says it's going to have 4,000 cores, 4 gigabytes of RAM with the high bandwidth memory architecture, which is basically 3D NAND. So it's going to have, one RAM chip stacked on top of another RAM chip for really quick access. And they're looking about June, July for this setup, for this card, which I was originally going to be looking at purchasing, but I think I'm looking at an R9 295 X2 instead. But from what AMD have said, this is going to be really competitive and really well priced, as AMD stuff always is. And it says it's going to be about 30% faster than a GTX 980, which is NVIDIA's top card at the moment, which is you're looking at about $800 at the moment for one of those. So it should be cheaper and it should be faster. So what is your thoughts about this anyway?
Well, is it going to be cheaper though?
I mean, I'd say probably looking at probably about 800, 900 for one of these at launch anyway. They'll probably eventually get cheaper, but probably at 900 I'd say max for one of these. Because I know the 290X launched for 1,000, and that wasn't very competitive at the time. But I think 900 or 800 New Zealand would be kind of recommended for this. But yeah, it's looking about 40-50% faster and about 30% faster than a 980. So hopefully, NVIDIA said they're going to be releasing the 980 Ti, which is the overclocked version of the 980, in the next month or so.
Will that compete with AMD?
It should do. That's what they're probably going to be waiting for the 390X to come out before they release that. Because what happened was the 290X was actually the fastest graphics card in the world for about a week, until the 780 Ti came out, which was last generation's fastest graphics card. And so hopefully AMD gets this out sooner than they think, because I think NVIDIA's getting all silly in the pants about releasing the 980 Ti, because they've probably got it sitting there waiting to get launched, but they're waiting to see how well this card performs before they release it, because they don't really want to be slower than AMD. Which is fine, I have no issues, but it looks interesting, definitely looks interesting. They said this might use a hybrid cooler, it might use a water cooler, built into the card like the 295 X2 does. So it'll be keeping really cool. I don't know about the power consumption. They said maybe 300 watts for this, which is quite a bit more than a 980. But the 980 has got a really efficient architecture. AMD doesn't really focus on that a huge amount. But we'll wait and see. It looks exciting anyway for AMD, because they've been struggling about the last couple of generations where they've been behind quite a bit, and they've lost they lost about $300 million last quarter alone because of their sales. So hopefully they can come back and be as successful as they were, because I'm a bit of an AMD person myself. So hopefully they can come back and compete well. Talking about AMD's competition, they're looking at the next gen CPU. So if you click on that, it's basically going to be, because the FX series of CPUs are right out of date now. They came out in 2012, and even then they were slow. So AMD's going to be producing a brand new architecture, which is looking at x86 and ARM, which is based off what phones use for their architecture. But this looks like it's looking at joining both of those together, and going to be using that for their new CPUs. So hopefully they're going to be using the latest technology, going to be really quick, they're going to be using low power, and hopefully they can be competitive again. Because as I said, the FX stuff is dead. I mean, sure, if you're wanting a value gaming CPU and want it cheap and you want good performance that won't bottleneck your graphics card, that will be all good and well. But if you're looking for something latest technology, really good per core performance, Intel's still the way to go. And that. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be good, because they said they're going to be using DDR4, hopefully, which is obviously what the Intel enthusiast graphics, what I'm on about, platform uses. And yeah, it should be quick. So, what are you going to say? Anything you want to say?
Oh, I think we're in for some great competition here.
I think we are. I mean, 2015 is going to be a really exciting year for technology, because AMD bringing their game back up, because they've just got a new CEO in. They've just fired a lot of people as well. So they're restructuring a lot. So hopefully this year they get their shit sorted, and they actually come back with a really good force behind them. Yeah.
So I actually think 2016 is going to be the year for technology.
2016?
2016. I know we just into 2015 now, but I'm already bringing up 2016.
Yeah.
AMD is going to compete with Intel. They're going to match. I reckon they'll come back, and then 2016 is going to be the year they clash. And who knows what we're going to have in 2016?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I had a document, but I don't have it anymore. Where they are looking to release. They're already looking forward to 2016 with their 400 series of graphics cards. I do not have it at the moment. I can't track it down, but basically they're going to be looking at the second generation of their graphics cards being releasing this year on the new architecture. So yeah, as you're saying, 2016 could be even more of an exciting year, and AMD could go back to their former glory, which they were back in 2002, with their AMD dual-core processors, which were a lot faster than Intel back then. So they've actually brought back their chip designer that designed those original Athlon processors. So hopefully that this architecture they're going to be bringing up this year will be as good as what they were back then in terms of their competitiveness. So that would be really good. So actually talking about graphics cards, I actually have a wee note here in the document about 4K. So I don't actually have a document for this, but what are your thoughts about 4K? Have you actually seen anything or used anything 4K at the moment?
I've seen one 4K video on a TV in store.
What store was this?
This was in Smith City.
Oh, yep.
My issue is, at the moment, 1080p was a big craze, full HD.
Yeah.
That was a big craze. But over here, we're such a small country. We haven't even caught up to full HD yet. For people who, if you're listening overseas, most of our TV programs are still in standard definition over here.
Well, I think most of it's in 720p, if that. But yes, there is a lot of stuff in standard definition, even on Sky.
Yeah, even on Sky. We don't run a lot through full high definition here. And you can buy a 4K TV over here for about $4,000 now.
Yeah, I've seen one for about $2,000. which was a cheap model, but it was still a 4K TV. But yeah,
This linking what with 4K and AMD and Intel and Nvidia, they're making all the software that we're using that's capable of so much, but the developers out there making games and all that, they need to keep up too.
Yes. The first actually official game that's going to be properly utilising 4K is, guess what? Have a think about what the first game is going to be using 4K. It's going to be released this year in about a couple of months. You've played it on your PS4. I'm pretty sure you have. Well, you did own it, actually, I think.
I can't. I don't know.
GTA 5 is going to be the first game that's going to be using 4K properly.
GTA 5 or GT 5?
GTA 5. Yeah, Gran Turismo's out on the PC. But yeah, no, it's going to be the first game properly utilising 4K. I mean,
but they've already released the PS4 version for GTA 5.
Yes, the PC version's not coming until March now.
So they're releasing a 4K PC version.
Yes, they will. That's exciting. That's going to be cool because GTA 5 already looks beautiful. I mean,
that was a very incredible game for anyone that plays GTA 5, and we had to wait almost an extra year for that game. For that game to be released. It was an incredible game.
I never actually got the opportunity to play it properly. I mean, I did a little bit on the Xbox 360 and a little bit on his PS4, but I never actually dived into the story and had a look about what it actually is. But from what I've seen, from what I've heard, I'm gonna definitely get it on the PC. I think because it's worth waiting for.
My only complaint about it was that the storyline was too short. As in every Grand Theft Auto, you can finish it in a day.
Yeah.
If they looking at making Grand Theft Auto 6, then it's just a massive storyline that it takes you months to complete.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think the game was a little bit easy. Because I'd played San Andreas for a couple of times, and it was a little bit easy. But just the multiple stories and multiple characters you can play was a huge revolution in 5, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So 4K gaming. I'm looking at picking up a 4K monitor once FreeSync comes out, which is the adaptive frame rate technology. So that will be my next purchase after my graphics card, and I probably should report back once I have it to see what it looks like, because I mean, Windows 8 isn't fully optimized for it yet, because their scaling is not very good at the moment, but Windows 10 looks like it's going to support it a lot better.
Hello? Yep.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah. There will be a lot of games that can utilise the full screen in 4K, but the textures won't actually be 4K. So, I think once they start inheriting that properly, there will be a huge dip in performance, and hopefully the hardware will have to catch up again once they start doing that. Yeah.
What about 8K? I've heard rumours that over in Japan they've already developed 8K TVs.
Yes, at CES, which was their technology show that happened around the start of January, had some 8K TVs. They were, I mean, why? In my opinion, I just don't understand the reason for such a high definition. I mean, are you really going to be steering this close to the TV? I mean, you're going to be like looking at it, from inches away.
I mean, you're going to be able to see people's bloody microscopic hairs on their body before.
You can with 4K. I mean, I remember seeing a video on here, like somebody rendered a 4K video, and you could actually see they look like they had shaved, but they hadn't. You could still see their hairs and stuff, and you can somebody took one of a 4K video of a bee, and you could see all their tiny wee hairs. It's just so much detail, and I don't know about 8K because it's twice 4K, obviously, and I don't know. I mean, that's what it's going to take years for 4K to become a standard. Why 8K? That's just
they're just moving too quick.
They are indeed. Yeah.
And it's all gonna. I think moving this fast with all technology. I mean, yearly we have updated technology, and it's hard on the consumer to keep up, but each year they just keep releasing more and more and more. Eventually, you're not going to be able to keep up, and people are just going to be like, stuff it, I'm not buying anymore, and it's all going to crash. I predicting a crash within the next 10 years.
Yeah. I hope not, but I mean, maybe there will be. Who knows? Because gaming is already kind of, with, you know, what's happened around Assassin's Creed and Far Cry 4 and, you know, Watch Dogs last year about, you know, how they're lying to consumers, you know, has kind of had a bit of a shake-up. But I don't know about the collapse, but hopefully there isn't. But who knows at this stage, who knows. Next on our documents, sorry, a bit of a sad segue there, MSI. If you can click over to the MSI document, which you should have over there, MSI announces updates. Now this is something I'm going to have to explain a little bit, but I won't get too in depth because we're only at 45 minutes. Doesn't matter how long we go for, but hey, we'll keep it shortish. NVMe. Now what that is the computers have, you know, a piece of software or a language they talk to storage devices. So say your hard drive talks French. Let's say here, and it has to use the protocols and all that. You know, say it has to use the French accents to talk properly to the hard drive. So it all works well and it's all good and well, but using French takes up a lot of energy and is not very fast because French is a big language and it requires a lot of resources to use it properly. And so they started using French for PCI Express SSDs, which have been out for the last year or so, you know, mainstream anyway. And they're really quick. Say they use, I don't know, well, say they use Chinese, for an example here. And Chinese doesn't require a lot of resources, and it's very fast, and, you know, and it's a very efficient language. I'm making this up here, obviously. And so, and because it's so easy to use Chinese, it's very easy for them to use the Chinese accent, because it's very easy to learn, and it doesn't require much to actually use it properly. So what hard drive manufacturers and motherboard manufacturers are starting to do is use Chinese on motherboards to communicate with storage devices, because it's a lot easier, a lot quicker, and requires less resources to do. So NVMe, we'll call NVMe Chinese, and we'll call AHCI, we'll call that French, because that's what the older standard is, which is what they still use now, until PCI Express SSDs come out. But so basically, MSI have gone and released a BIOS update, which is their input-output system, so basically how they control their language to all their devices. They've changed it to Chinese. Well, you know, and so that's really good, because, you know, all of their stuff that supports Chinese will be able to use it off the bat. So they'll just be able to plug it in and it will work. And because NVMe, you know, Chinese is really fast, so, you know, there's a whole lot of, you know, storage devices out there, you know, more enterprise, you know, business grade stuff at the moment that will use it, but eventually it will come down to the mainstream, and they'll be able to use it, you know, as anybody else would. So that's really exciting, because MSI is the first brand out there that's done it, and on their mainstream boards, so you better buy a motherboard, you know, get a BIOS update that'll use Chinese. And that will be good, because you're getting a hell of a lot more performance for, you know, no cost, essentially. So that's cool. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Sorry I explained it really badly, but that's how
I think you explained that quite simply for people that didn't understand that. I mean, the BIOS update, we don't pay anything for that. It's just an update.
Yeah, you do. BIOS updates have become a hell of a lot easier than they used to, because if you're older,
if you didn't know what you were doing, and you could
crash your computer, you could break it. But now you just plug a flash drive in, go into your BIOS update software in the BIOS itself, click it, and it'll just update.
And you're done.
And you're done. And that's so this will be a free performance upgrade, essentially. And that's I'm all for that, you know. They said it will work in Windows 7 and Windows 8.1, so that's always good for people who are still running Windows 7. But as I was saying, consumer-oriented devices that use Chinese or this NVMe technology are still not there, but they will be soon. Hopefully they will be soon. And that's really, really exciting for the future in terms of storage, because AHCI, friendship has been around quite a while now, and I think, as I was saying, we're coming to the limits of what that is and how fast we can use French.
Out with the French and with the Chinese.
Exactly, why not? So that's always good stuff. There's another topic I was going to go into, but if you want to go into it, we can. USB 3.1.
Oh, I haven't heard about this.
If you want to go look it up, we can. But basically, it's going to be a 10 gigabit per second, pipeline. So you're going to be able to have twice the amount of storage as USB 3, is twice as quick. But for 3.1, there's a special connector on there called USB 3.1 Type C. 3.1 Type C. I'm googling that right now so I can show that to the stream.
I'm looking at this now. Is it a micro USB?
No, you are wrong.
It looks very similar. No, it doesn't look similar.
No, it's got a curved edge. The really good thing about this is, if you remember about USB and how bad it is when you're trying to plug it in behind a computer and you're going to get it around the wrong way and you don't know why it won't plug in. Well, the good thing about USB 3 Type C is it's reversible. So you can actually plug it in either way, and you can plug it in, both sides have the same connector. So you can plug it into a phone or a computer that's compatible with it, and you can plug in either side of the cable and it'll still work. And it's going to have the bandwidth update, so you get 10 gigabits, which is awesome. And also, you're going to be able to have 100 watts of power through this connector. So you're going to charge anything almost instantly. Or you're going to be able to run hard drives or play out power, even a display. There's going to be display port through USB 3.1, so you're going to be able to plug monitors in with this connection. You're going to be able to plug. It's going to be limitless. It's coming really, really soon. There's no official support for it yet because Intel hasn't included it into their spec sheet, but there's already third-party controllers. MSI has released a motherboard with USB 3.1 on it, so that's really exciting. And it's just going to be, it's the future. It's just what's going to happen when we're going to, when they come out with new USB 3 stuff. So that's cool.
I think this is a great idea. We're all running through USB now. Phones, photos, everything's getting bigger. USB just needs to be faster.
Yes, indeed. Because, USB 3 is quick, but this will be, through the roof, man. It's just going to be crazy. So 10 gigabits per second, which is about 1 gigabyte per second, that's damn quick. And
that's a movie on your flash drive in 3 seconds.
I know, it's crazy. And quick charge, so you're going to be able to charge your devices, and reversible connector, which is awesome. And yeah, crazy. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not sure whether I'd like to see a motherboard with it on it, because if you're trying to plug something in around the back end connector, and it's so small and stuff like that, that I'd rather see it on a case, like on the front of the case, where you've got it, ready and able, and you can plug it in. And phones are going to benefit from it, and laptops. I like to see it on laptops. That would be really exciting to see on a laptop. So that's coming in. I don't know when, but they had a huge booth at CES for it, so hopefully in the not too distant future. But yeah, that's going to be really exciting for people who are in for faster storage, definitely. Next topic, if you want to say anything else about that.
No, we can move on.
We can move on. We're actually on to the last topic. Last topic. Concept that turns phones into computers. Basically, from what I've read and what I've seen around, it looks like you can put old phone parts into a box, and you can actually use it, you can make it as a computer. And you can stack these boxes up, so you can stack multiple computers together. And you can have, and it looks, you can pull it apart and you can put phones in it. Look, that's what it looks like anyway. Or storage from phones anyway. I'm not even entirely sure. But yeah, it's a Kickstarter at the moment. So basically, you can take out your old phone, you can plug it into this thing, and it works like a computer. I don't know. What do you think of that?
No, I think that's getting a bit strange, but imagine if we could do that with computers, though.
So like stack computers together, like
Yeah,
computers together. That would be cool. Like if you bought like a.
I mean, if you had two really high-end computers and you can link them together and double that.
You can with Ethernet to an extent. It's not very efficient, but you can. Like you can put multiple graphics cards in the system. You can put more than one processor in a computer, and there's lots of different things you can stack. But having two physical computers working together would be kind of cool. I'm not. I haven't really read into that, but it's made by a Finnish company, which is interesting. I didn't think they would be into that sort of thing, but that's kind of cool. I don't know. It looks kind of. You can stack them. It's hopefully maybe would come soon. Hopefully they'll be out, but I'm not sure. It's called a puzzle cluster. It looks like a puzzle PC. It says it is. Puzzle phone. So I don't know. It looks kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the uses would be for it. I mean, phones are getting faster, but yeah, it's just a bit of a strange thing. I don't know.
I think we'll have to keep our eyes and ears open.
Yeah, I think we will, because I don't know how it's going to work, and it's a really good idea. But we will move on to Intel, because I did miss out on an Intel topic. There should be an Intel tab up the top there. Which is going to be the new CPUs. I actually read this last night. But basically, if you scroll down to the timeline, have you got it there?
No, I'm missing.
It should be in the document there.
Right. No, where are we looking here? What topic are we under here?
And the third topic, which is next-gen CPU offer huge competition to Intel, under 4K.
Okay, so I must have that tab open. Yep.
Here we go. So this is Intel's new offering, which is going to be the new Skylake CPUs are going to be more for what would they call it? More for the mobile side of processing, and more for laptops and tablets and things like that. So they are looking at mobile DDR4 for these things. So that's really kind of cool. They're looking at a 35 watt power consumption for the lower end models and a 65 watt for the higher end models. So that's quite small, really. That's kind of really small power consumption. As I say, these are due probably Q3 of this year, so they're not too far away. And they're going to be really efficient. They're going to support native SATA Express, native. What else are they going to be supporting? They're going to be with current chipsets, so you won't have to buy a new motherboard to be able to fit them. But laptops the processors are soldered onto the motherboard anyway, so you can't change them. But yeah, they look kind of cool. I mean, hopefully mobile computing actually gets quicker and tablets are more viable as a computer option. Moving on to Broadwell, which is their new the enthusiast platform, what you'd put on a desktop. That's coming Q2 of this year, which is going to be compatible with their Z97 motherboards, I think. Yeah, it will be. Yes, it will be. So you don't need to upgrade, but there's not going to be much different apart from more native support for stuff that's around already. So it's going to be in the Intel spec, which is good. I mean, faster storage and more instructions is always good. But there's not. I wouldn't recommend upgrading unless you're looking for a really power efficient CPU. But at the moment, Skylake is probably where it's going to be at with their next gen K parts, which is the Skylake S, which is going to be on the new socket 1151. So you are going to have to buy a new motherboard for that, but you are going to have a lot more support, higher overclocking, Thunderbolt 3, which is going to have 40 gigabits per second, or about 5 or 6 gigabytes per second through that pipeline. Damn quick. And more support for a lot of other stuff, and hopefully higher performance per core, because hopefully AMD will have the new processors out by the time Skylake comes to fruition. But 65 watt TDP for the unlocked versions of the Skylake parts, so hopefully better overclocking. This is going to consume less power. So yeah, I hopefully to see whether this comes out with Intel, AMD, whether that competes well. So what are your thoughts on our last topic here?
I think it's all very exciting stuff, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep.
We're just in for like you said earlier, we're just in for a good year. Not only for greenies out there, power saving as well is what you're talking about. Low power consumption. That's not a big problem for me. If you want to use a bit of power, use a bit of power.
Yep.
But if you want to save power, then save power, and that's what they're proposing to do.
Yeah, because as I was saying, there's new GTX 900 series graphics cards. The highest end model uses 200 watts. That's just nuts. That's never been heard of. And they haven't even changed their node. They haven't even gone down to a smaller process node. So it's just a refinement of the current architecture. It's crazy. Because my card uses about 300, and I've got the near top of the line AMD R9. So it's nuts. It really is crazy about this new power consumption stuff. And so hopefully it is true, and hopefully we are going to be seeing some really power efficient stuff this year. And bring on the rest of it, and bring on 2016, as you're saying.
Yep, bring it all on.
Alright, so that is pretty much the end, unless you've got anything you want to share?
No, nothing, no news to share at the moment until next time.
So that is us, the Hardware Diversity Discussion with HDD Show. It is Britt Taggart and Jono Scott. And hopefully I should be bringing a regular video to you at least once a week, either be a stream or I'll make a video, depends on what I've got time for. Streaming seems to be easier now that I've actually got it sorted. Let me know if this actually wasn't working and we can adjust a few settings, because this is a very test run, a very first run, so I did some testing a few days ago and it seemed to work fine, but if this is not working, let us know. Thank you, Jono, for coming along. Great fun having you here, and it's definitely been a lot easier talking to somebody instead of talking to myself. Oh,
it's been good to learn. I'm new to all of this, so it's just starting out and learning a lot more about things.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can have you along in a future show. Definitely, because it would be fun to be able to have more people on. And there should be a video, I think, next week with my friend Connor. I think he's going to come on the stream, and we'll have Jono the time after it, I think. That sounds good.
Yep, definitely.
And we will catch you next time. Thank you very much. And see you in the next one.
Not a problem.
Tēnā koutou.